This is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes. I'm glad you're all here and have a moment of your time to check out my new video. Right here, I have this gentleman. His name is Julian, and he wants to share his strength and hopes about recovery and addiction. So, Julian, what brought you into the treatment program to get yourself back on the right track?
I'm going to start by saying my name is Julian, and I am an addict.
Pleased to meet you.
And today I'm clean and sober over 60 days. 60 days. I came into this program with the gift of desperation. You know, I have nearly 20 years of using and abusing drugs and alcohol, and in every shape and form possible. And I've connived, I've stolen, I've robbed, I've cheated, and I've been through the legal system a lot. And you know what? What brought me here to this program was I discovered it years ago, and I relapsed, and I was at a level of desperation where I literally felt like I was gonna have to figure out how to live with being an opiate addict and using meth to balance me out and stay awake and go to work or whatever I could do. But I literally couldn't get anything done.
I have a question to ask you, though. I mean, you felt that you couldn't do without the drugs, but what was the turning point that made you come into recovery?
Well, I started to get so desperate that I was willing to compromise everything. Like I was years ago, and I was back at that point where I was willing to risk my freedom. I was willing to risk losing all my family connections and the roof over my head. I was going to be homeless for no reason whatsoever. Like, didn't even make any sense, but I was willing to go to that length just to keep using. I never had an abundance of anything, never could keep a dime in my pocket, but I was so strung out that I was willing to live in a situation with no bathroom where I had to constantly go find other means to use the bathroom, and my kidneys were failing. I was actually waking up at 36 years old in an emergency situation. Every time I woke up, every time I had to go to the bathroom, it would be like I was gonna pee my pants, you know? And that's just crazy to think of, like, to try to go on living like that. But I was literally felt like I was gonna give up on myself.
So after you done went off there and you made a conscious decision you wanted to change your life, what changed while you was in recovery? What was the turning point to make you look at life differently today?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Like a lot of others, I had to hit a wall. Personally, I could never stop using until I hit a wall. That's just me. I try to keep going until the bitter end, but God willing, through the presence of God, a stopping point came, and I had so much legal issues that I came into the program and got sober, right? So then my mind started to clear up. And today, at this point, through the programming I've received and through the sharing, and the therapeutic releasing of trauma through talking to the people in the fellowship, and the staff members in this program to help guide me and present things to me, I've been able to reflect on myself and grow as an individual. I mean, I made leaps and bounds because literally it was like I was the same age I was when I started using. It was like I was still 20 years old or something. So in a short period of time, I've grown up into what I would call nearly an adult. I'm not quite there yet 100%, but at this point in my life, I can almost say I'm a man, because damn it, I really wasn't a man to my mother. I wasn't a good son to my mother, and I wasn't a man to the woman in my life. And it's unfortunate, but there's always, I like to believe there's still time to try to change the direction in my life, of course. And even if I don't get forgiven by the people who I've wronged, it's all right because I'm forgiving myself today. And all I can do is extend that hand But what's important is what's inside of me. Because even if they don't forgive me, and if they can live without me, they don't want me in their life. I can't let that lead me back to using again. I can't use that as an excuse, you know.
Okay, so I hear you what you're saying. Did you come in with some legal problems, and did you have some obstacles to deal with the legal problem of being in treatment, or were you had court situations? Was you going to be locked up, or how did you maneuver all this while you was in treatment?
Well, man, I came into this is a similar situation to where it was 3 years ago. Same thing, man. Honestly, I came here with legal issues, and I had to go to court. And when I came here this time, I've had to go to court while in the program. This will be my third or fourth time coming up here, and I live in Phoenix, so I've had to make that trip back. So this is a commitment, you know. It's a major commitment because there's all sorts of opportunities for me to backslide, and I really want this, you know. And yeah, I'm facing legal ramifications that could easily deter me from wanting to get clean. But I'd rather face those things in a clean state of mind, in a sober frame of mind this time. And because I believe that doing the next right thing is actually going to result in my most favorable outcome at this point. And it's a means to an end, not a bitter end, but it's a means to me actually wrapping all these things up. This time, this program is really working to my advantage to wrap up all my legal issues, which have spanned from 2011 to this year, 2023. Ridiculously, you know, it's time for me to, I just can't go on like this anymore. You know, I can't stay in the system anymore. If I ever want to get out of it, I have to leave that lifestyle behind. It's just so crucial.
I like what you're saying, and I feel where you're coming from. What could you say to someone that's stuck out there in their addiction? What could you say to them on your point of view and what you have done to help you make a decision to get some help?
Man, I would say that ask yourself, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, ask yourself if drugs were your solution. And if you can realize that, then you realize that you have a problem. And that if you've been at it for a while, ask yourself, have drugs been solving the problem at all? Because for me, drugs were my solution for years. But it took me a long time to figure out that they weren't solving my problems. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and being dope sick and being arrested and disappointing people and disappointing yourself and being lonely, you know, give someone a chance to guide you. Take some direction. Just admit defeat, you know. It's okay. It's not a sign of weakness, because I don't think there's anybody who's ever defeated drugs, you know, because what happens is you die. You don't defeat drugs; they die. You get killed by them. You know, it's a losing battle. So, and think about how great is your life really. Sure, you get to escape. Escapism is what it's called. You know, practicing escapism every day isn't living. It's just escaping. It's avoiding. It's avoiding everything that life is and life has to offer. And also learn to embrace the hard times and the good times. Because there's one cannot exist without the other one. So come on, you know, it's like being in denial that some bad stuff's gonna happen. Like, come on, you know, bad stuff's gonna happen. It's okay. It's all part of the experience of life. So just ask somebody, find a meeting, find somebody that can send you in the right direction. I'm at America's Rehab Campus in Tucson, Arizona, and I came from Phoenix to be here because this program is unique. They care, they make an effort. Of course, nothing's perfect anywhere you go. You're always gonna find, but those are excuses. Honest to God, if you're looking for the issues within a program, you're probably just looking for excuses for reasons to why you should leave or why you should go back. You're gonna face challenges, but that's the whole idea. Learning to live life on life's terms, because you're not the one that's supposed to be in control. As Robert would say, you gotta stop driving the car, you know? It's just not, it's a lot easier. And then you can sit back and just enjoy it, you know? Like, really, just try to enjoy it. Because once you start to see yourself grow and what you can be, you'd be surprised and you'd be amazed. But as long as you're still using, you never reach your full potential. You know?
Thank you. That was Julian sharing his strength and hopes about living life on life's terms. So you're talking about American Rehab Center?
America's Rehab Campus.
Oh, campus. Okay.
Yeah.
And would you recommend anybody to go there?
Absolutely. You know what? They'll pick you up wherever you're at in the state of Arizona. Pretty much, they'll send a shuttle, and as long as you complete the program, they'll take you back there.
What program will do that? I heard they stay at hotels too. Is that true?
It's a beautiful thing. If you've been on the street too, there's a shower. You have access to a shower all the time. You have a real bed. And in the residential program, they feed you 3 times a day. I mean, you get to hang out with some like-minded people that you can relate to, you feel comfortable around. And there's nobody that doesn't want to see you there.
Well, this is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes. You got some positive input about a treatment center that you can go to. You can get the number if you can at 1-800 and find out, or check it out. If you're tired of the life that you're living, you don't have to live like that no more. Please come and get some help. We'll love you until you can't love yourself. And like I always say at the end of my session is, drugs made me a dope. But now I got hope because I'm not a dope anymore. Peace.